So I hear we're finishing up 1 Samuel today. Oh, thank God. Yes, sir, that is the plan. Oh, is the divine word of our Lord sucking your life essence away? Wow, how'd you know? I can see the haunted, hollow look of the damned in your eyes. Huh, I thought the Visine would cover that up. It did not. And what's Visine? It doesn't matter. Anyway, the situation between soon-to-be ex-King Saul and soon-to-be next King David continues to deteriorate. Oh, is God still sending his evil spirits to torment Saul? Nope. Apparently all the evil God has inflicted upon Saul has already reached such a critical mass that it's self-sustaining now. Fantastic. That'll free up even more time for God to send his holy evil spirits upon others. God is so good. Always. So, Jonathan and David are now deeply in love. Oh, are they now? And I know you officially disapprove of such a relationship. Well, of course I do, but please feel free to describe it as graphically as possible. Uh-huh. You know I gotta keep it PG. Nudge it up to PG-13 and let's see how it goes. Well, okay then. So, Jonathan and David first noticed a spark back in chapter 18. Oh yeah? Mm-hmm. Right after David killed Goliath, Jonathan became one in spirit with David and loved him as himself. David killing a giant Philistine badass was bound to get his fans' juices flowing. I'm getting aroused just thinking about it. Okay, and now I'm grossed out. Sorry. Anyway, Jonathan strips off a bunch of his clothes and he gives them to David. OMG. And that's as far as I can take that scene. Ah, man. So sometime later, after Saul makes those 2 attempts on David's life, David meets with Jonathan and they try to decide what to do about this increasingly volatile state of affairs. Surely there's someone among Saul's officials who has an opinion about Saul trying to murder the man that God has personally and publicly appointed to be Israel's next king. No one besides Jonathan is mentioned. Weird. And the 2 lads don't attempt to involve any other authority figures? Nope, these young men keep their plight just between the 2 of them. Don't ask, don't tell. I like it. Now, there's a dinner party with Saul coming up that both guys are expected to attend. Okay, and I've written a scene here that's nearly 1,000 words long, but it boils down to this. David hides nearby while Jonathan goes to the feast, and Saul gets mad at his son Jonathan for taking David's side in everything, and then Saul attempts to murder Jonathan, and so Jonathan flees to join David at the prearranged spot. That was only 58 words. How could you possibly? And you managed to balloon it into 1,000? Copious repetition and bloated language are hallmarks of good writing. No. And there's also this whole scheme about using bows and arrows and some random kid as a sort of signal between the guys that I haven't even covered yet. And what is the rationale behind using this elaborate signaling system? I don't know. What would happen if you left that bit out? Nothing. The plot wouldn't be affected in any way. So, cut it? No. Well, okay then. But we'll skip all that for now so we can concentrate on the laddies. No complaints here. I didn't think so. So earlier in the chapter, Jonathan had made it clear that he would aid David in his conflict with Saul in any way he could. Oh. Could you phrase that a bit more open-ended? What do you mean? Just write it with Jonathan saying to David, "Whatever thy soul desireth, I will even do it for thee." You read too many bodice rippers, but I kind of like it. Oh, they're so good. Okay, settle down there, feller. Now, with Saul's murderous intentions toward David made clear, it's time for David to get the heck out of Dodge. Oh, parting is such sweet sorrow. Yeah, it is. And so, David and Jonathan kiss. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, not cool. Uh-huh. I'm sure it was merely a fraternal gesture. Maybe, but we're going to be coy about it for now, but later on have David remark that Jonathan's love for him was better than that of a woman's. Oh, Lord have mercy. So the guys part ways, and David heads to a temple in the town of Nob. Why there? I don't know. That works. And he asks the priest there for some bread. Sounds like he worked up an appetite. Oh yeah. But the priest says that all the bread they have on hand is consecrated, so it can only be eaten by men who haven't been with a woman recently. What an interesting caveat to mention at this particular point in the narrative. I thought so too. This is literally the only time it will ever be a plot point. Huh. Well, what luck. David was definitely not with a woman recently. No, he was not. And then David comments on how holy men's bodies are, and that they were really holy today. Sounds like somebody is still in the throes of some pretty good afterglow. You're, picking up on that nicely. Oh, Why don't you have him grab a weapon while he's there? In the temple? That's kind of a weird place to ask for a weapon. I was just going to have him pick one up later at a blacksmith or something. Nope, he needs a weapon right now. A big one. Oh, that doesn't sound like compensating. Ooh, not just any weapon. Make it Goliath's sword. What? Why the heck would that be in some random temple in Nob? David needs to get his hands on a big long shaft of manly iron. Are you hearing yourself right now? Do it. Fine, but Goliath's sword being here is going to look like a total plot contrivance. Why? Because Nob is nowhere near where their fight took place. I don't care. David is going to look badass holding a big hunk of Philistine equipment. Okay, so where does our manly man head to next? To the Philistine town of Gath. Holy crap, he's just going to charge into the middle of enemy territory? That does appear to be what I wrote. I told you he's a badass. I bet you're glad he has that giant sword now. Actually, it doesn't factor into this encounter in any way. What? David's going to be recognized immediately as the Israelite hero who's killed tens of thousands of Philistines. Well, obviously, the Philistines are going to immediately attack, or at least attempt to capture, their famous archenemy. You'd think so, right? But nope, all of a sudden, David is scared, and he starts acting like a crazy man. What? And he starts drooling all over his beard, and the Philistine king asks his men, "Why have you brought a madman into my house?" What are you doing? Yeah, the king's line here is pretty funny. Am I so short of madmen that you have to bring this fellow here to carry on like this in front of me? This is where you inject some wacky humor? It's like what they did to Luke Skywalker's character in Return of the Jedi. Luke, who? Never mind, go on. Anyway, the Philistines don't know what to make of the crazy guy, and they just let him leave. What the heck? They have an enemy field commander in their hands, and they're just going to let him go. Yeah. This is David. He has God on his side. He killed a flippin' giant with a single stone. He's slain countless thousands of Philistines. He marched into the heart of enemy territory with a big effing sword, and this is what you come up with. I guess I subverted your expectations. Oh, knock it off. So after David leaves Gath, Saul summons that priest that helped David back in Nob. Uh-oh. And he accuses the priest of aiding and abetting David. No bueno. And the priest is all, "David's the bum. What are you talking about?" And the priest is innocent, right? Oh yes, David lied to the priest about why he was in Nob in the first place, so there's no way the priest could have known that helping him would anger Saul. Okay, the priest is blameless, but Saul is Looney Tunes now. Oh yeah. All the evil spirits from God seem to have driven him to the point of insanity, and he wants that priest killed. Oh no. In fact, Saul's madness is so bad that he wants all 85 priests living in Nob murdered. Holy crap. Okay. Saul has obviously completely lost it. Surely his officials step in now. Not really. While they do refuse to murder the priests, they don't do anything to stop it either. So 85 blameless priests are marked for death. Yes. Which god are they priests for anyway? Baal? Dagon? Oh, they're Yahweh's. Really? So God is going to spare them from Saul's insanity then? Nope. That's disappointing. God saved David from Saul and his death squads. Why not do the same for his own priests? I got nothing. Okay, sucks for them. So who does Saul get to carry out the mass murder? His loyal army? Nah, just one guy is given the job. But isn't it going to be impossible for one guy to kill 85 men? Oh no, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yep, this one man kills all 85 of the priests, and then he goes on to massacre everyone else in Nob. All the men, women, children, infants, and the livestock too. What the? One man? Yep. Who is this guy? John Wick? No, it's a shepherd named Doug. Doug the Edomite. He's Saul's chief shepherd. I'm done. Pardon me? I'm done. I'm not finished. I can't even. But there's more.